Hi everyone, Annette here from Ask Me Decor. Welcome back and thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to show you the rest of the house. You know I've been busy decorating for fall and I have every room done and I think it's time for a fall tour. Now you know I had a theme for my fall decorating and it was Meet Me in the Pumpkin Patch. Walk into my kitchen and you'll see my theme printed on this vintage chalkboard that I think came out of an old schoolhouse. I came up with that theme because I have a ton of pumpkins and I wanted to use them all this year. You know, we'll be moving in about 9 months or so, so I wanted to make this really special. So I came up with Meet Me in the Pumpkin Patch. Every room incorporates pumpkins in some way or another. So today's tour is going to include the dining room, the foyer, and the living room. I can't wait to show you. I've lit every candle because I want this to be very special. Let's get into our fall tour. Welcome to my dining room. The jumping off point for this room was this scarf. I used it as a table runner and it pulled all the colors, especially that golden color, through the entire room. Here's a few little pumpkins that I painted. Used to be orange, painted them gray, and then I used some raffia pumpkins, and you'll see a whole bunch more in the room. That big pumpkin on the middle of the table is elevated with a cake riser. I wrapped 2 different garlands around it. One is a white berry garland and the other one is a golden color yellow. Love the combination, and the pumpkin came from Target. You've seen my Dairy Farm ice cream container before. This time I put a whole lot of pumpkins around the bottom of it and I added things like sunflowers, pears, magnolia leaves, some wheat, all of that combined for a great looking arrangement in the corner. My china cabinet is one of my favorite places to decorate, and for fall I put my grandmother's wheat dishes in there along with some of my ironstone. I used a whole collection of beaded or glittery pumpkins because it is the dining room, scattered them all throughout. Right on the bottom you can see a great looking tray that I think came from Walmart. I have it many years. Then there's this mantle. It adorns a fake fireplace that I created from a few pieces of wood and some fake brick. Painted the brick white. I did have to mortar it, and it looks great. It looks like a sealed off real fireplace, but it's not. On the mantle, I put 2 of those beautiful fall-looking chargers that I got many years ago in an antique store. I also put more of the magnolia leaves, a sunflower, some of those pears, and just made it look very coordinated with what I have going on the table and in the corner in the dairy ice cream container. Let's head over to my foyer. On my steamer trunk in the foyer, I put a throw and a really cute pumpkin pillow. Here are some pumpkins in a wicker basket that hangs on one of the hooks. And that wool woman's dress hat came from an antique store. The whole decorating scheme for the foyer came from this wreath. I was actually going to get rid of this wreath. I didn't care for it, but then I started adding things to it, and that's a great tip for you. I took just some fall leaves, some sprigs of like a rust-colored berries, a really beautiful velvet ribbon, and I made that wreath one of my most favorite things I have in the house for fall. Don't be afraid to change up your wreaths. That is one of the easiest things you can do to give the house a new look every year. I really wish you could smell this candle burning. It's from Bath & Body, and I believe the scent is pumpkin pecan waffles. Smells great. Whole house smells great from that candle. In the last video, we visited a pumpkin patch that had a great looking old pickup truck filled with pumpkins. How about my pillow? Looks exactly like that truck. And last but not least, a beautiful assortment of pillows and throws in a fall color scheme complete the look for the living room. These are pillows and throws that I've had for a long time. I just use them in different rooms or different ways every year to give them a fresh look. And of course, there's pumpkins. Don't forget the pumpkins. Remember, we're going for a pumpkin patch look. So I scattered them throughout the entire living room. There's wicker pumpkins, ceramic ones, resin ones, ones that look like they're made out of sweaters. All those pumpkins make for a very cozy fall feeling in my living room. On this little sofa table, I made a great looking arrangement. This is all things I had again. I used these wicker pumpkins. I put them all in this chest that came from an arrangement my mother had. Added some candles, some berries, some muted, faded fall leaves that I did get at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and some white sunflowers. This is one of 2 pictures that I got at a thrift store, $2.99 to be exact, and it looked great for fall, along with the one you're going to see on the other side of the fireplace very soon. The fireplace is such a focal point in the room. It really needs something big. I have a very wide mantle, so I used this farmer's sieve. I placed 2 of my largest pumpkins on top of it, along with a pinecone wreath and some pinecone garland. Boy, did that pull off the look in the living room. Well, that's it. That concludes the fall series. I have the entire house done, and I am going to sit back and enjoy it for a couple of weeks. I hope you got a lot of great ideas. Please join me for the next couple videos. There is going to be a new house update coming up, and I'm going to do a little bit for Halloween, and then Thanksgiving. You know how it goes. These are the best times for decorating. Until then, if you have any questions, just ask me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.